That's the other button you have to press when you get back. If you haven't caught Factorio in a while, we're building the world's most okayest looking oil refinery, and I kind of love it, and it's kind of coming along. We have everything on the belt at this point except for coal, and that is going to be the last thing that we get done today. That's this train that we need to start loading up. And then after that, we're going to be able to ship all of our oil products out of that refinery and to all of the other places that we need them. So there's a couple coal deposits that look like decent candidates. It's probably going to be this one up here. And what do I need to bring in order to set up a coal mine up there? A ton of miners. 92 is probably not enough. I'm going to grab another stack of 50. A ton of power poles. Something like that. Inserters you've got. Steel chests, you probably need another stack of steel chests, if we're being honest. Also, what are you supposed to be? You're green circuits, and we're not making any because we have no copper, because we're waiting for this copper deposit to wind down. Fair enough. But we should probably plug another train into this base right now. You want to see something really just horribly ugly? Once you research medium power poles, you refuse to use the small ones, unless they changed it. No, they're the same. I like the small power poles. It's a use for all the wood that fills up in my inventory, so I don't just have to destroy chests of it. But they did also, when they added quality, quality on... This is awkward. Quality on power poles increases their range. So quality on power poles is actually, like, really, really good. Because every additional quality increases their range by 1. This inventory is so fucked up. Anyway, here's the contender for ugliest thing ever. You're not going to be able to hold all that. You're also going to need more rail. And then, why don't you just take this unloader? You need to know where the station's going to go first. This is going to be 141 coal, copper plate drop-off. And now I can copy and paste. And you're going to go here. One. Two. Three. 4. No, we just have the robot take care of the rest. Like, what are you for if not to automate some of my crafting? You can have this little box here. You're going to need a bunch of belt. You're going to need some inserters. A couple robots. You're going to need a ton of splitters. Granted in with a Hungarian notation for this train station name. Walk me through what that looks like. Because I don't immediately know what it means. That should be the 24 that I need for you. I'm not going to bother putting lights down because this is the world's most temporary station that's ever existed. But I will go ahead and plug this in. And then you're going to need to go into a 4-to-1 balancer. Something like this. And then you're going to need to combine into a priority splitter here, where your input priority is the left side. And then we're just going to wrap you around like this. And that way this patch can continue mining uninterrupted, but anything else that it grabs, it will grab from train shipments. So we can keep working on depleting that patch as fast as possible. You prepend letters to the name to indicate properties. It's awful. That sounds horrible. I much prefer my nomenclature. I actually think my nomenclature is good and cool. So we will not go into space today. But if we get a lot done today, it's possible we could go into space tomorrow. We have finished 1/3. I mean, we could go into space today, I suppose. But we haven't even done, like, yellow science. We haven't even done purple science yet. So there's, like, other things I want to do before we go into space. We could rush build a space platform right now, though. Except for steel manufacture, we have all of the necessary ingredients in place. We just have to build out a couple factories. Like, we need a blue chips factory, and we need a low-density structures factory. And that's really about it. And then we are G to G. But I would rather get a bunch of other good prerequisite packs unlocked first, so that we can play around with this. Anyway, we're going to need a ton of belts now. We're also going to need a ton of rails now. We're also going to need to check on the nuclear reactors and see how they're doing with fuel, and then we can think about leaving the base for a bit, setting up a coal mine. We can also tear all of this down as it works through its oil. Oh, you guys are out of fuel. Good time to check. Really good time to check. There we go. Yikes, we gotta go out and grab some more fuel. Scary. PPSE food would be the name of an array of zero terminated string pointers? Yeah, I hate that. It's like, I'm glad it works for your friend, but... No, man. So that's not a ton of fuel in there. 86. That's not a ton of fuel in there right now. Also, you're backed up again. So let's extend you out a little further. This is the other reason that we need to work through a couple techs, because I would really like to start making uranium ammo out of this enormous backup of U-238 that we have. But I don't have uranium ammo unlocked, and so it's going to prove relatively difficult to do that. So putting in another 50 will give us enough time to go and adventure out in the wilds a bit. Should probably grab some more iron before you leave in case you need to handcraft anything. Like, you don't have splitters or undergrounds on it. This base is in such a state, man. I should probably just start working on a mall as soon as the coal is up. But then I'm like, I would just want to ship chips to it. If we're going to have a green, red, and blue chip factory, you might as well. We also don't have the steel factory yet anyway, so I think we just have to I think we have to deal with this shit base a little while longer. Just a little while. Yoink. Forgot about my hotbar. I just find stuff in my inventory, man. It's no big thing. It's actually very optimized and very cool. 141 copper plate pickup until full. 141 copper plate drop off until empty. Automatic. Off you go. Now, let's go have a conversation with Mr. Tank. And we'll head out into the wilds a little bit. Like, why would I even bother setting up my hotbar when I'm not even automatically making red belts, man? You don't understand what stage of the game that I'm in. It might look like I've built a ton of stuff, like I have a functional nuclear reactor. And I have, like, some science per minute. Well, okay, it's like 2. It's pretty bad right now. I have, like, roboports, I have a train network. It might look advanced. It's not that advanced, man. Today I copy the type of thing from the ground around you instead of going into inventory off a massive power spike. I can handle it. That nuclear reactor is really not running at capacity yet. Do I have another roboport on me? I do, God bless. But you haven't run power out here. Yeah, you can. You can sort of get power out here. Oh, you mean it'll become so powerful? Yeah, we are not a powerful character right now. No, tanks cannot break cliffs. So your options for cliff breaking are either like the normal way, which is go to Volcanus, get cliff explosives, come back, make cliff explosives, or you can destroy a running nuclear reactor. And destroying a running nuclear reactor will destroy a cliff. That fits perfectly. So let's fill in the edges. Shouldn't need to expand much further out than that. Yeah, that grabs that perfectly. And then, give me a roboport. Robots, give me 1 storage chest. And then I'll get to work. Oh, whatever. You're going to need a lot of belt. You're going to need a lot of miners. You're going to need a lot of power poles. Go get them. Yeah, I mean, I prefer to just work around the cliffs. I think they're actually kind of interesting. But if you really need one gone, you can just build a nuclear reactor next to it and detonate it. The thinking man's atomic bomb. And then these can get trimmed. How many belts is this? We're outputting 5. I'm going to need a 5 into 4. Going to look a little something like this, lined up here. So all this can get trimmed off. Let's go steal some belts from my drones. You're not going to use all those. Excuse you. These were also unnecessary. That's also unnecessary. And then we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 splitters. Did not bring nearly enough iron to do that. Also did not bring nearly enough iron to do my undergrounds, so will you guys work on that? I'll be here. Keep up the great work. And when I come back up here, I should probably run rail up to this thing. Which is just going to plug into the rail terminus that we have right up here. We'll just extend it off of that. No trains coming, you're cleared across. Still no trains coming, you're cleared across. This is probably where the steel is going to go. Although I do have to get that stone deposit out of the way. That should be enough undergrounds. I could just go around the steel, or around the stone. Because I'm going to need to rebuild all these smelters anyway after we go to Volcanus and we get the foundries. All of this stuff is going to get ripped up. But that is not a right now problem. So I may just build around the stuff. It's not like we use a ton of it anyway. Right, coal is producing. We're gonna do a little something like that. Like this, like that, that. Have 4 come out. Okay. Factorio character is a Texan for sure. Not yet. We've only tapped 1 oil well, but soon we will be. And then drag this. So you're gonna come through here. We want to line you up with a track, which is going to involve a loading station. Something like you, in exactly that orientation to boot. And then I guess we could line you up with the end of this mine, so like this. And then we just hope that this is where the track goes. Nope, needs to be moved back by 1. Classic. Oh, 2 handguns and an automatic. Yeah, that's fair. That's pretty true. Alright, all of this actually needs to move back by 1. Thank you for your help so far, then. That will load exactly. Oh, wait a minute. That's not going to be lined up. I'm going to need to move that whole thing back. Yeah, we're going to have to bump that whole thing back a little bit. What's up, Casey Dustbot? Hello. Alright, so how far back do I need to move you? The station goes here. So if I snip away you, and I pull you back so that the station is even with the start of the mine, this will fit. Yeah, that works. There is nothing better than cutting and pasting blueprints once you have a halfway functional logistics network. Now, while you guys work on that, I'm going to go hop into the tank, and I'm going to get the rail extended to you. And the rail extension is going to look a little something... Well, I should do it from here, honestly. Because I'm going to need it to plug in. Hello. What's up? Oh, okay. You get to read while watching me play Disgusting Dirty Factory.
Ooh, extra grimy today.
I know. That fits perfectly, but it's not going to line up
Whither you
with the
go in
crown.
Wasteland.
Well, you know what? It will. It'll be fine. We're getting ready to launch a rocket. We're not quite ready to do it yet, but we probably will next time.
Very cool.
For now, all we're doing is continuing to set up the precursors to doing so. Laying down some basic rail networks, getting some infrastructure taken care of, getting some automation taken care of. Is tank inventory anything special? Not currently. I haven't even used the... Well, actually, you might not know this because you haven't played Space Age yet, tanks have a logistic grid. So you can add logistics grid stuff to your tank. You want to add a roboput to your tank? Go for it. You want to add a laser array to your tank? Go for it. You want to add an exoskeleton to your tank so your tank goes faster? Go for it, but be warned, it turns out that an exoskeleton only makes your tank go forwards faster, and it still takes a really long time to break, which can be fun. If you're coming in hot to your base and you stomp on the brake pedal and it takes you like 200 meters to actually bring the thing to a standstill, you can generate some interesting stories to tell your friends later. But it's because when you're on other planets, you might need a way to defend your current planet. You can also do this. You can drive your tank around remotely. So if I'm on like Volcanus or Fulgora or something like that, I can motor around without actually being there. And that's where the logistic grid comes in, is you can set your tank up so that it has logistic requests, and it's pulling in and out of a logistics grid, so that you have an automated way to deal with things that happen on Nauvis while you're not there. Now, before I leave this, let's plug the signaling in. They made it a worse Spidertron, but a worse Spidertron that you unlock way earlier. Is basically the gist of it. You're gonna go like no. You're gonna go like... You should really be able to run both ways here, but I just don't care enough. So you're not going to be able to run both ways. We're gonna do a lazy grid instead. Why are you mad? You're mad because I can't put a signal on that rail. That's fine. I can just get rid of you. Alright, so that's signaled at least. And then we're just going to run this all the way back into the base. Wrong. Nice try, but wrong. Wrong. You can also do, like, really neat stuff. Like, the rail autofill does some wild things on the minimap now. So if I want to run rail, like, over here, I could. If I want to run it over here, I could. Run it down here. Run it over here. Diagonal main train lines, diabolical. Well, you made fun of me for running 1x1s, so now I feel like I need to do something controversial in return. Do I have space to plug in a two-way junction right there? I don't think so. Maybe I don't love this. Oh, man. You want to see something that's really going to make you mad? Watch this shit. It's actually like one wider than it needs to be. Yeah. That's the ticket. And then are you the near track or the far track? You're the far track. So you need to be the one to plug in here. You hate it? That'll do. And then I guess we're gonna run like this. Look, I don't like that junction either, but I think for now it's gonna stay. I well, no, maybe I will kill it. Yeah, maybe I'll just have you run like this. I just do not like the way that it's lined up. She likes the curve. No, but it's two separate curves, and it's ugly. Also, before I run all the way back up to that coal mine, I need to go grab... What else did you need? I think just inserters? Inserters and... Yeah, just inserters. Alright, so let's go grab those quick. Let's replace our radar quick. So that we have coverage on this hex. There will be fine. Not even checking for trains. I'm brave. I do wish that the diagonal rails did a little bit of a better job of lining up with one another. But I'm not going to cry about it too much. Why are you... Oh, fuck. That's why you're stopped, because you're plates, man. You're not ore. Oh, that's going to take a little while to weed out. Alright, well, let's go fix that now. And the way we're going to fix that is going to look like this. First, run belt with no due care and attention. Second, run out of belt and go get more. It's a very brain dead move. Third, put your radar in the wrong place. Fourth, oh god, but you split there. Where's this thing gonna fit in? Here. It's gonna have to fit here. And then you're gonna go here. It's not gonna fit there. It will fit there. That's ugly. But it's gonna work. Oh, no. And then you need to be a priority splitter, input priority left, and then we need to clean all this off. Keep it up. We put the copper ore away as well. Four inches of snow on I-70 already and snowing all night. Yeesh. We did get a little snow here today as well, which I don't remember being in the forecast, but, you know, there it is. Fortunately, I had no plans to go anywhere. Is that true? Yeah, I had no plans to go anywhere. So even if it does snow a lot here, the worst that's going to happen to me is a little bit of shoveling. You just sit in here for a while and think about what you've done. Okay, so that's copper cleaned off. Let's go reattach the copper ore belt. -1 miner. Great. You still have a lot of coal to mine, though. I'll keep you working on that for now. We're going to need more blue inserters. And then that should be enough to finish the outpost. Off you go. How are you doing on shells? You're fine on shells. Fine on shells, fine on fuel, a little low on ammo, but cannon shells are kind of just better bullets anyway when you think about it. Like, this just looks better. It just looks better to me. Okay, kill that there. You just wait your turn. That should be enough to finish the train stock. Now, what are you going to be? You are going to be 141 coal pickup. And as far as your circuit network... Oh, I didn't set circuit network for this stop. Which is going to make this train very mad. Enable when plates are less than 48 times 100 times 4. There we go. You can't get to this station yet, so I don't need to turn you on quite yet. We also need to rip all this track out. All this track is wrong. So we'll do it again, and we'll make it right. And you just go right up through here. Do it again, but good this time. Factorio in a nutshell. Do it again, but better, about 100 times. And then I guess you get bored. Because you win after like the 12th time of doing it different but better. So come past the station. We're going to extend you off towards other things. I think there's like an oil deposit up there I wanted to tap eventually. You're going to swing around into... Nope, not quite. Not quite. You can connect, come on. There you go. That's what we were looking for. You've never made oil refinement that you're proud of? Yeah, but like, look at this oil refinement. Like, actually look at it. I'm proud of it, and I don't often make good oil refineries. You have water input, you have oil input, you have plastic out, you have coal in, you have rocket fuel out, you have sulfur out, you have sulfuric acid out, you have iron in, you have lubricant out, and that's it. I even left room for another 20 racks of refineries if I decide I want to make a 60 refinery oil refinery versus like a 40 oil refinery. It's good, man. Like, it's probably my favorite oil refinery that I've made. kind of rocks. Speaking of, that junction also rocks. Alright, you, Coltrane, you're going to go to 141. You can't reach 141 coal pickup. What do you mean? Why? What's not connected? Did I not connect a track somewhere? Like, what's your problem? You're green? No, like, that shouldn't even matter. And then 141 coal drop-off. Until full. Until empty. Automatic. Yeah, it's mad. Why are you mad? Let's do this first. Coal greater than 9,600. Is that true? That would be 50 times 40 times 4. Yeah, it is true. So that station is on when you have more than that much. I'm gonna have to manually drive that train to figure out why it can't get over here. If I lead one signal in the wrong direction, that would make it mad. And that's my current leading theory for why it's mad. Why are you red? Oh, there it is. There's the wrong signal. And then that's also a wrong signal. You need to go here, and you need to go here. And now you will go? Now you go, okay. Sanguine 3, thanks for the follow. Now you're happy. Alright. So that's coal mine done. That is going to need to get dealt with, though, because that coal is going to rapidly touch that nest. Let's go take care of that while we're out here. And then after that, our main limitation is going to be the volume of oil that we're producing. So we're going to need to tap like 3 more oil wells, but I don't think it's super urgent right now. I think instead, I can just start to make like a circuit factory. I can automate reds and greens and blues. I have everything I need to do that right now. I can build the steel plant, and I can finally set up purple and yellow signs. What's the colorful cursive? I don't know what you mean by the colorful cursive. Colorful cursive bottom right. In what window? I'll check it momentarily, but I don't immediately know what you mean. Frick. There we go. Colorful cursive, bottom right toolbar, orange, red, green. Bottom right. Oh, these? This is wiring. Yeah, that's your wiring. It's your logistics green signal, it's your logistics red signal, and it is your copper wire attachment. Yeah, you don't need to craft them anymore. They're just a toolbar item. You also don't need to craft a discharge defense remote if you're using electric discharge. You also don't need to craft an artillery targeting remote, and you also don't need to craft a spider drone remote. You get them all automatically. I think that's all I need to do for now for that coal. So, let's continue. Let's go get my roboport, actually. You don't need to be up here. Yeah, the fact that those are all built in now rocks. There's so many little quality of life changes that went into Space Age that it really does feel like playing an even more polished version of 1.0. Yeah, and it's not even in the expansion as well. How am I gonna hold all this shit, man? We're in dire straits on it. Let's actually do something about this. This is not tenable long term. We can't be living like this. Was math and train logic new? That is new. That is Space Age base feature without expansion, I believe. And credit for that one goes to Seth in Def. When I went to play Factorio on Friday after reset, he and a couple other people from Def were hanging out. And that was his specific tip, is that you can just do math in the logic conditions for a circuit network, and it'll take, which is really cool. So now I just do that all the time. Alright, number 1, put stone away. Number 2, put copper ore away. Number 3, put normal coal away. Number 4, put uranium away. You don't need those on you. You don't need to be carrying fissile products around in your pocket. Number 5, build. It just simplifies. It does not keep the expression. We are going to make steel. So we're going to need belt, we're going to need furnace. Furnace lives over here. Why don't we? Why are you not crafting? You have red circuits right there. How did you pick up engines? How did you do this? Actually, it's supposed to happen like that, I guess. It is supposed to happen like that. Alright, well. Time to build the poor man's splitter. Haven't used one of these yet. Might as well. Okay. You're still using assembly ones? I'm still automating. I'm getting all my train infrastructure set up. And then I'm gonna make the real base. This is not yet the real base. Just chill. We'll get to the real base. I'm not even gonna zoom in while I'm walking through this part of the base, because you're gonna find a half dozen things in here that just make you mad. I'm doing this for your own good. You can't handle what's going on in this base. You want to see what you're missing? You're missing shit like this. This base is horrible and I can't wait to be out of it. But I want everything to be on a train. Also, what happened to you here? You know what? It's fine. I'm not even gonna... Don't even look at it. Don't worry about what's going on. It's fine. It's fine. That's fine. If I considered just making it better? Yeah, check this out. I'm about to make it better. Am I in expansion? I am not in expansion content yet. I could rush a rocket basically right now if I wanted to. But I don't want to. I just want to build a good base instead. I want infrastructure set up for when I do go to space. So, let's see. We're making steel. I'm going to make steel direct from iron ore. So, we're going to need to double it. Playing Space Age mod? I'm playing the Space Exploration expansion. This is or the Space Age expansion pack. Whichever one. The official Factorio Space expansion is the one that I'm doing. You're gonna come like this. Belt is going to run down like that. Like this, and like that. Cement here. Smelter here, here. Yeah, sorry, I get the two confused. We have not started exploring space yet. So, what is our ratio for these fellows? We need to borrow a little bit of iron ore from somebody. Because I don't remember exactly what the ratios look like for direct smelting of steel. And hopefully they're not that bad. 0.62 per second. 0.62. Okay. 15 divided by 0.62. It's 24 of these per rack. We can do 24 per rack. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 24. And this consumes one yellow belt. Yeah, it's 5 to 1 if you're doing it with plates. It's 5 to 1 in terms of plates, but the steel takes 5 times longer to make. So you can actually just 1 to 1 if you're going direct from ore. I mean, you can also do 1 to 1 if you're going from plates. It doesn't really matter, because ore to plates is 1 to 1. But you consume 5 times more iron than you make steel. $18, $20, $24, did you hear that right? We'll find out. 22. You did hear that right. That's going to make fitting these in a little tight. 2, 3, 4. So we're going to have to give it a little wiggle here. But the idea is going to be that this setup consumes the entire 141 iron chain. Which might mean that we need a second iron smelter. We'll see. This screen jitter hurts you? What, this? Or am I dropping frames or something? If I'm frame dropping, unfortunately, there's not a ton that I can do about it. Well, let's just do this, right? If we're gonna actually make this stupid thing modular, then they're all gonna line up like this. And we're gonna have input, handover, output. I hate this stone patch. I hate that stone patch, man. I hate it. But I'm gonna build around it. Hello, oil train. Lovely to see you. Possibly water train? I didn't see what color it was. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. So that's 1. And then we'll also go 2, 3, 4. Steel is going to go underneath this stone because I'm saving this space for when I'm going to mine it. Actually, we could do something really weird. Oh, I'm going to do something really weird. Because the steel train is only going to need to be a 111. If we're taking in 4 yellow belts of iron ore, we're only going to be producing 1 yellow belt of steel. Which means the steel train can just be a 111. But because I'm a little limited for space here, because of that stupid stone deposit, I'm going to have steel come out the bottom, and the steel train is actually going to load next to the iron trains. Just for funsies. And then I can trim you off, I can trim you off. And then if I head down here, I can do a little bit more trimming. And then I should be ready to just turn the drones loose on this thing. Where did I put my last roboport? Was it you? It was you. You're the good roboport with all the robots in it. So I'll go grab you. Train coming? No train coming. Train about to be coming. You got the box. You're fine. You're okay. No train coming. Now where do I reach all of this? Right about, well, anywhere about here, really. And then I'll power you. I'll give you your robots. And then get to work. That is not going to be nearly enough of anything, but we'll make it do. You're not actually going to need a splitter. So a 111 loader is going to look like this. And it's going to line up like this. And you're not going to need the splitter. Rail is going to come in like this. Give me 1 station. Already had 1 station. This is going to be 111 steel pickup. You're going to be like a nice gray, I think. Give me like a 130, 130, 130. And you're just going to plug into this track here. Right about there. So that's going to be our 111 steel train. Make sure we get the colors right. No train coming. What else do you need, humble Roboport? You won't tell me because I don't have you wired up to a circuit network, but I can guess. You need more belt. Probably more blue inserter. And 150 almost smelters. That one is going to take a little bit, but at least you have the smelters producing again. Why don't you see train fueling anywhere? Haven't made it yet. But technically the rocket fuel is plugged in, so I could make train fueling. And I probably will as soon as my first train runs out of fuel. But right now everything is running on solid fuel. And I didn't feel like automating a solid fuel train stop when I could just automate a rocket fuel train stop once a train was hooked up to carrying rocket fuel. Which should be true, like, right now. Why aren't you crafting? Because you're missing light oil. Ah, that's why. But then why aren't you crafting? Because you never put inserters in. Okay, the rocket fuel portion of the refinery is a little busted right now. Let's go fix that. There are a number of problems that exist with that building. Get some of these. You guys just stay busy. You stay working. Perhaps an issue or two. Probably just two. I can't imagine more than 2 issues being present. It'd be unprecedented for more than 2 issues to exist in a build that I only spent like an hour on. Trains? No. What's your problem? You've run out of oil. That's what that problem is. That problem is that you don't generate nearly enough oil to actually run this refinery at max capacity. And functionally it's running at max capacity right now. Because none of your trains are filled up. You just don't see where I'm inserting fuel into my trains by hand. Like, I'm using my hands to put fuel into them. I'm scooping up solid fuel off the steam turbine belt, and I'm shoving it in there with my hands. Because I was waiting for that specific build to turn on. Now that that build is on, I can set up a train station that handles refueling exclusively. That was the specific build that needed to exist in order to make automated train refueling happen. And I'm actually kind of surprised that nobody's run out of fuel yet. But I guess the trains don't run that often. We're almost out of research. But as soon as steel's done, and as soon as the circuit factory is done, we can very easily add in purple and yellow signs. Like, very easily. One more you just for symmetry, please. Beautiful. Hook you up to your reporter. Steel stacked to 100. Yeah? Yes, steel stacks to 100. So you are going to be enabled when steel is greater than 48 times 100. Do the balancer side balance or just belt balance? They're just belt balancing right now. I'm lazy. Like, the steel throughput is going to be so low that actually I think... Well, actually, no, it's not. It's going to be one full yellow. But this... Well, no, hang on. I am going to need a side balancer. That's fine. I can make one. Because right now this is outputting 15 per second, but it's only outputting 15 per second onto half the belt. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I just need one of these. And then you have output priority left. No, you don't even need a splitter. I don't even need a splitter to do this. I can just do that. Whoop. That's still wrong. That should work. It means each of the 4 belts that are coming out of the refinery array are balanced. If you could also, if you split the filter left, it would have worked as well. You can do either, but I'm just going to use the solution that doesn't require a splitter at all. Yeah, yeah, that'll take care of it. There is something that's just appealing to me about the smelting racks that are long boys. It's like, it's the same square footage, so it doesn't really matter. But visually, they're just interesting. This is going to be the fuel for the steel train. There we go. I should have checked for more furnaces while I was over there. We still need 62. Yikes. Yikes, man. But we can at least plug this in now. Which I can actually just do cheaply like this. Oh, you don't go far enough to bridge. Okay, well we can do here, here, and here. So that's steel on. Let's go get some more furnaces, and then we will plug in the iron train stop. We're up to using 10 labs, which is very impressive. I'll happily take my 49 furnaces. Take a look at the coal mine pollution cloud. We may need to go clear that soon. That looks like it's going to become a problem in a matter of seconds. Science queue on by default in Space Age? I think so. I just never bother with it because I like pressing the button. Alright, you guys go take care of that. I'm gonna go on a little field trip while you finish the rest of the electric furnaces. And I'll be back for you later. Fuel's looking good. Bullets are not looking good, but I can use shells in a pinch, or I can just drive over things. I do like that the infrastructure is really starting to take shape. It's nice when you can start to see the macro elements of the base kind of getting built out. Now, before you get any bright ideas, I'm only going to be able to go up that way. They're on like a big plateau. Before you get any ideas, let's take these out. Do I label my minimap? I probably should, but not really anymore, especially now that you can just search for mineral deposits in Space Age. I used to do stuff like label coal patches and things like that, but I'll show you when I'm not fighting for my life. You can actually just like search coal now and it'll highlight. There's that taken care of. Juke all the acids good. Unleash our forbidden war technique. So you can just do this. Like, say I wanted to find where iron is. It labels everything. 9.9 million, 2.8, 3.3, 422K. This is 118 iron furnaces. This is 7 gear assemblers, which are making iron. And then this is 96 smelters that are making iron. These train stations that are highlighted in yellow are train stations that have conditions related to iron. Like, everything gets labeled. Gunshots are loud. I'll try to not zoom in too much during combat. It's just going to make it so much louder. Actually, can I control that specific sound? I assume it would be game effects. I'll just not zoom in. I'm not exactly sure what sound it is. It's cool, but it's ugly. Picture labels are pretty. You're not wrong, but I do like that the search function is very, like, utilitarian, and it shows you everything. Do I need to worry about anything else out here? Not really. In a little bit I will, but not really right now. That sounds louder? Alright, next time we'll fight like this. Now, has that bought me enough time for my electric furnaces to finish manufacturing, so that I can finish my steel? One can only hope yes, but we'll see. And we don't need a ton. We only need 13, so it's not far to go. Do I play with default biter? This is 100% default settings. I clicked randomize map 10 times, it put me in the desert from hell, and that's been what I've played on. So it is all totally normal. It's not Rail World either, so they will expand back into places that I've cleared. I'm just waiting to set up permanent defenses in the vain hope that eventually somewhere I'll find anything that even remotely resembles a choke point that I can use to defend myself. But honestly, at this rate, we may be building open field artillery, as a means to protect ourselves, because it just does not look like any natural choke points exist. Like, look at this shit, man. It's a couple lakes and that's it. I'm gonna build like the world's longest wall to separate these lakes off? I don't think so. Way more hassle than it's worth, especially right now and possibly forever. I would maybe work on a wall that big with like spider drones. But in terms of driving out there myself, or even setting up like an automated train to do it, nah, man. It ain't worth it. So, I need unloading for 4 cars. You should just copy an iron unloader. Like, where's your 1 to 4 iron unloader? It's right here. Flip it horizontal. No, flip it horizontal again. Flip it vertical. There you go. I actually don't want the robots to touch this yet, because I might need to copy and paste it a few times. You're gonna come up here. Let's say you just go like there, right? How do you line up with tracks? You need to be over 1 more. In that case, I'm going to move you over 3 more. Good. And then if I were to put a station here, I would need to move all of you up 1 to fit there. But I don't actually think that's the way I want a train to come in. I think I want it to come from the bottom. Which means I would need to move you up 1, I think? Something like that. I forget exactly how trains line up. Let's move you down a little bit. How about now? How are you feeling now? Storage system light? Frick. Right, now we can bring the robot back. Hit you with 1 of these, hit you with 1 of these, some of those, a little bit of this, some of those, some of those. You're gonna need 6 undergrounds, 12 splitters. Sounds like a job for iron. And then you're also going to need 4... How many chests? 14. Alright, let's go grab some steel. Trains? No. Still none. While we wait for those to craft, we can plug you into the top. Good. We don't need a train for this, because we're just going to reuse the 141 iron ore train that we have already. But we do need a balancer for this, just to make sure that things are unloading evenly. And that, we'll say, is going to go right here. Classic 4-4 balancer. Like, this train station should be balanced when it unloads, but just in case it's not. Never hurts to confirm manually. And then we also need to signal you. And then we also need to plug you in. Good enough. We need to rename this station. This is a carbon copy of 141 iron ore drop-off. And then we also need to wire it, because otherwise trains are going to get confused about when they're actually supposed to go here. Give me one of those. Good. That station is on. Although I'm not sure why you got summoned when you're less than 28k. I guess it is almost empty, and I'm not going to worry about it. Hopefully just some rounding error. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. And then we can run the rest of it up here. I don't think that a train is going to be the throughput limiter here. Later, 3. Have a good one. I think the limiter is going to be how much ore we're actually pulling out of the ground. So I'm not too concerned about the fact that we're going to have one train serving 2 different stops. But we'll see. Like, when we turn this thing on and it actually starts consuming, we can adjust as necessary. And also, it doesn't have to be ratio perfect right now. Like, we're gonna rip all this out after we're done with Volcanus anyway. It's not a huge deal. That's especially good because the longer I look at this steel factory, the more I think it's just kind of ugly. But let's make sure it runs. So you'll unload. These should be saturated belts. You're going to run up here. You're going to take a while to do that. So while you do that, we got to figure out where we're going to put these circuit factories. I could branch them off of this and have them go like this. And then I could do circuit factory, circuit factory, circuit factory. Just have it go around the top of the iron ore mine. I could have a T-junction here. I'd have room for circuit factory, circuit factory, circuit factory, but that cliff is a little dubious. I actually think I just like extending the rail up. Are you making steel and are you merging them correctly? Yes. Good. Steel, done. One more thing checked off the list. And then the last 2 things that we need to make before we can really just start to scale this factory. Close. Well, 3 things actually. Red, green, and blue circuits. So you're going to extend up like this. You're going to turn 90 degrees at this cliff wall, which is going to put you here. Bump you over 1 more, shoot you down like this. Not quite. No, wait, this is all wrong. You've done this completely incorrectly. It's this track that needs to hook up with you. Yeah. And then you come down this way. And then the radar gets moved again. Which kind of sucks, because it's going to be in the middle of a big rail junction. It'll be fine. Then you are going to come out like this. And like that. But I should probably move you up, because it's more important for you to come out. And join in here. So you're going to go like that. And then you're going to go like that. And now you need to signal this behemoth. It shouldn't be that bad. 1, 2... Where you join onto the main track, you don't need to be path. No, it is going to be that bad. You're going to have to get more. It's going to be that bad and more. You've made plastic. That's wonderful news. I'm so happy for you. You've connected the wrong belt here. That's horrible news. And you're going to hope that no iron ore made it through, but it definitely did. That's fine. You can rip it out of the train. Game audio crunchy. I did watch that clip that you took, and I heard it, but I don't know how to fix it. I feel like it's gotta be some kind of audio bitrate issue. And I can do a little bit of exploration to see if I can figure something out, but I don't immediately have a solution. Yeah, it got weird on Friday, too, for some reason. It should fix itself after, like, a couple seconds, right? It sounds perfectly fine on my end. Which is why I feel like it's some weird Twitch audio bitrate thing. But, yeah, it only lasts for a minute, I guess, is the consolation. I have not been able to figure out why it does it. It's like a minute or two? Ugh. I will look into it again after we're done tonight. Because I was annoyed with it watching the clip. So you need to be path. 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 You. 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 And you need to be path, and then you are just a normal signal. Or chain, rather. So, make sure you've done this right. Yeah. Yeah. It's red? Why is it red? Why are you waiting? Huh? Okay, sure. It's fine. I'm gonna say I've done it right. And then just walk away. If it's wrong, I'll get a notification about it. Some train will be like, I can't get where I need to go. Please help. Please, I'm so lost and confused. And then just think about this one for a bit. Because this is, like, I'm gonna squeeze it against this iron wedge. and I want unloading to the sides, which means I want track down the middle. This is also going to request a 141 of iron ore. So it's going to take you, and it's gonna unload you. Let's just, for now, let's say it like this. Needs to be over by 1. Classic. So this is going to go here. We're going to have a space. This is going to go here. You are going to go here. Flip you. So like that. We're going to have 8 belts running along the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4. Space, space, space. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to have belt balancers. We could actually move those up, and then we could just put belt balancers in line. Then, this is going to be green circuit. So we're going to have space, 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 brick, belt, brick. They're going to start here. And each of these needs to be able to consume 1 yellow belt of copper, because that's going to be our limiter. So if you're making copper cable, you're going to be like that. You're going to be making electronic circuit. You consume 3 copper wire. It's exactly perfect. So 2, 4, 6, 2 per second. That doesn't seem right. No, one plate per second. So I can have 15 of these. That does seem right. You're going to split off here, so it's going to be 3. 6, 9, 12, 15. Just get it out of the way for a little bit. Whatever, man. Then, out the bottom, if we have 4 of these, we're going to have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We're going to have 40. We're going to be making 40 per second. We're going to be producing 3-ish belts. We'll just say 4, even though they're not going to be totally saturated. So that would go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, if my goal was to get this as close to the track as possible, how close could I get it? Unclear. Bring the track up a little bit more. Because my biggest concern with making the green circuit factory is, as a train is driving past it at high speed, will it look cool? So that's going to, at the top of those 4 belts, that's going to be stone, concrete buffer, stone, then belt. So it's going to go here. This is where these 4 arrays are going to go. I have lined them up with where the train station needs to be. I've lined them up with how close they can be. Let's also put the belt in. That's the biggest concern. It's the biggest concern by far. By like a very wide margin. So the belts are going to be about that wide. Because these circuit plants eventually are going to get obsoleted, but they're not going to get obsoleted until full Goro. So all of the smelters, we're going to refactor those after we go to Volcanus one time. Because smelters are insanely powerful. Or foundries are insanely powerful. But these are going to stick around for a lot longer. These don't get replaced until we unlock EM plants. So I'm willing to put a little more effort into making them look nice. No, that's wrong. Also, reconnect your power now that you know what you're doing. So, copper is going to be the near belt. Actually, you can move all this down, can't you? Yeah, you can. Find out how far down you can move it. Because what limits you is going to be the length of a 141. Slide this down. What's your problem? Is it because I haven't signaled you at the end? Yep, it was because you hadn't signaled at the end. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It needs to go right where that power pole is. That's relatively inconvenient. Why do you still not have power? Oh, because that power pole hasn't been built. There you go. You're back. I think this works. We'll find out. I don't actually need to make this train, but I do need to make a train for green circuits, so I would need to craft the locomotives anyway. Clean up some of these miners that are no longer necessary. Yeah, you can move this whole thing down, actually. You can move this whole thing down a lot, actually. You up. Better vision. Yeah, a good one. We're not going to be going for much longer here, so you won't miss much. This train station is going to go here. So we're going to cut you. Paste you. This is correct. Yeah, okay, got it. This one stays here. If I'd last like 15 to 30 more minutes. It is only 12:20. So, yeah, the VOD might go a little longer. But I can't help it. I've got a factory to run. This track can go. You have outlived your usefulness. You need to put your balancers in. Like that, like that. Mark out where your belts are going to go. Stone, concrete, stone, belt. You're going to have to move that whole power line back. That's fine. I don't really love that power line being there anyway. So these are going to continue on. But you're going to go underground here. No, it would be more economical to have the iron go underground. The iron's going to go underground here. And then copy this down. The iron does not need to go underground at the end. Okay. I think that is how this is going to look. This junction is going to suck. A lot. A lot, a lot. Ugh. Why? Well, I'll show you. Because I want both these to be bidirectional. Which means that this is going to come out to like here, run there, but then this will also want to run to here, but then this will also want to run to here, but then this also wants to run to here, but then this also wants to go to here, and this also wants to go to here. Good luck signaling that. That's why this junction sucks. It's just a heinous assembly of track. So there's two ways to fix this. Number one, and I think it's the option that I like more, is to have the iron and the copper trains on a siding. And do that as a merge. Like we can do... I'll show you. We can do the world's like cutest, tiniest Y junction. So like yoink, yoink, like yoink, yoink. And then we can have that be our one way. And I actually think I like that a lot. It looks really cool to me. So that's the one that I'm going to go for. You're going to go in like that. And then we're going to slide you back. Yeah, we're actually just going to slide you back. To go here. Alright, let's get the robots to work. I think we have planned enough to feel comfortable. And we can have the robots get to work. You're going to need rail. You're going to need signals. You're going to need stations. You are going to need belt and underground belt. You are going to need power poles. You have no wood. You are going to need to find trees. You need to turn your pollution overlay off. There are trees to your left. Can I finish red, green, and blue circuits by 1 p.m. 1 a.m.? Almost certainly no. Because reds are really annoying. Blues are going to go up in no time flat. Blues I'm not worried about at all. Reds are just annoying. But with greens and reds done, we can really start to think about some automation of belt quality of life features. Like we can automate all the splitters that we need at that point. We can automate all the undergrounds that we need at that point. And we can start to think about them all at that. So even if everything isn't done, we can make quite a bit of progress towards some convenience items. Let's go restock on iron. And maybe bring the car next time, because walking back and forth is getting old. Also, how's my new plant doing? You have 6 fuel cells left. We should probably make some more. How many splitters do you need? 32? And then a bunch of iron plates again, probably. Probably a bunch of steel as well. Yeah, you're gonna need 32 boxes. There, 200 fuel cells. Should do me for a while. And then don't need you. And don't need you. Pollution cloud should not be that bad right now because the factory's not really making anything. So I can kind of forget about it for the most part. Like, science is off. Actually, why is science off? What happened here? You're missing blues. Why are you missing blues? Because you're not producing... Oh, because you turned the oil off. Because you don't get oil from this assembly anymore. Because you stopped shipping oil to it. How big of a problem is that? I think it's kind of a problem. But I also don't have a good solution. So I'm just going to ignore it for a bit. I'm pretty sure that leaving oil production off will not be catastrophic within the amount of time it's going to take to turn red circuits back on. Which is my biggest concern, because no red circuits means no electric furnaces. But we should have a mountain of shells. We don't actually need to be doing research. We should be fine for the most part. Unless I'm forgetting something. That looks nice, by the way. Should probably finish our stonework in there at some point. Before that entire patch gets mine dry. We also want belt. You don't need to be here. Because it's actually going to be you. And how much does this make? This makes 10 per second. So here we are going to need to use a splitter. And it's going to go here, just to be even. You are going to output right priority. Feed directly back in like this. So you're gonna go like that. I'm out of blues already. That's bad. Let's go to the base and get more blues. I can practice with reds, though. Or with yellows. And then you're going to go like this. So you need to extend one more. You're obviously going to be underground. Yeah, that should all work just fine. You're also gonna need more belt. Is that out of construction range? Oh, because that's expressway. That's why it's not building. That's also probably why this isn't building. Good. Got some more of these. You didn't bring the car with you. You said you were going to bring the car and you didn't. You know what? Hitching a ride on the train. Just go to ore drop off now. Train is slow. You gotta plug rocket fuel in. Thank you for the ride. You're going to need steel for boxes. You're going to need blue inserters. You're going to need a lot of assemblers. And a little bit more belt probably wouldn't hurt, because you have a ton of belt work to do still. Actually, you have 100 assemblers on you. You'll be fine. Now take the, for the love of God, take the car. So much faster. You didn't get blues, did you? No. You did not get blue inserters, but in the meantime, you can give it some of those to work with. And you can kind of shoot through there. Alright, let's go get these blues. God, I can't wait to upgrade everything to like stack inserters. Can't wait to have blue belts everywhere. We're not far. I know things look pretty dire right now. We are not far away from prosperity. You guys figure that out. I'm gonna go do a ton of belt. We should figure out which of these belts is going to be which. Let's say that you're going to be copper. So you're going to be 141. Well, signal it first, actually. Enable when copper plate is less than 48 times 4 times 100. Oh, you need to give it the boxes, too. Otherwise, it's not going to have anything to read. Yeah, so we'll plug that in. What are you mad about up here? Power? What? What severed your power connection? Oh! That. That would make sense. You gotta go turn that back on. That is because I never finished running power through this interchange. There you go. Now turn the coal mine on again. Boxes are all present and accounted for. So you are going to be copper plate drop. You are going to be a mirror of this station. You still aren't reading the signal, but I think that's because you just don't have copper plates right now. And then you are going to be iron plate drop off. Grab you, put you here. So copper is the near set of belts. Hello. Iron is the far set of belts. These are designed to consume exactly one yellow belt. So we're going to run you down like this, run you down like this. You here. You here. This whole thing needs to get rewired anyway, so I'm not really worried about where those are going now. Why don't you just belt one of them and then ask your robots to help? It's probably the best idea. These leftover balloons, please. Wait, how's the wiring work for this? Hang on. Let's just take the lazy way. Like that. So you guys are wrong. These need to go here. And then these actually go on the inside. But now that that's done, they should just be... Oh, no, I can't. I gotta take care of these others. There. Now that that's done, I should just be able to copy you all the way down. You can't. Because this is wrong. So to deal with that, you're going to have to put one here and here. But that's the only place you should have to do. And then if I just continue to run this down here, everything should plug in. This needs to get slid back. Because this is going to be iron input. 1, 2, 3, belt. And it doesn't exactly consume 4 belts, but it's close enough that it doesn't really matter. Like, the trains themselves aren't throughput limited because of how we're handling the logistics of each station. So it really doesn't matter how many input belts we have, as long as it's enough input belts. And this should be enough input belts. Why are you stopped? Oh, that would be why. Yeah, that's a problem. Why don't you go here? I know why that is. I can fix it. Hold on. Something else is wrong here. You go over here. Manual. Just park there. There's like an extra rail there that doesn't need to be there. So you actually need to get signaled here and here. And then here and here. But those blocks still don't look right. It's because you're missing this one? Those blocks still don't look right. Oh, it's because you're missing these two. And now we'll never know if they look right. Oh no, I'm out of copper. I can just grab copper from here. Huge. Give me 2 minutes. I just want to make sure the blocks are right. I think they are. Although I could technically improve throughput if I could separate this rail. But I don't think it really matters. I think that's fine. If it gridlocks later, I'll go and fix it, but I think it's okay. So you're gonna come through here. Through here. Unnecessary. Unnecessary. And then I can copy and paste this whole thing. Let's do it from the map, shall we? So you go here. Is that right? Yeah. Here, here, here. And while the drones work on that, we can worry about belting in the iron, which is the little manual part that we still have to do here. Come in like that. Come in like this. Thank you for your help, drones, from another Roboport. And then you come in here, and you come through here. Wow, they're really good out. Alright. There's iron plugged in. But you're still missing inserters. Have some of those. And then you're out of range. Alright, cool. Well, just build what you can reach. And then I'll slide you over to the other side. But in a little bit of time... Oh, I still need to plug in the green circuits at the top. No. You go... No. Still wrong. Yes. Yes. And yes. You are out of wooden poles. I can fix that as well for you. You are almost out of fuel. You guys work. I'm gonna go fuel up the nuclear reactor quick. Oh, BRB. And then when I come back, we should be ready to plug in an output train for our green circuits. There. That'll last you guys for a while. missing a belt? What happened here? Why are you missing a belt? What happened here? Weird. Alright. Well, we can now slide this down. Let's say to about here. We can give you a couple extra belts to work with. We can give you a couple extra assemblers to work with. We can give you a couple extra inserters to work with. Output looks fine. It's mostly balanced. It's not going to be perfect, but we'll live. You need one splitter, one underground. Say no more. And then the last thing we need is a 141 loader, which I can just grab from here. Flip it horizontally. And I would like it to line up with the trains at this end. So how are you going to work that? I know how you're going to work that. You're going to work that like this. Let's copy the whole dang thing over. Put it like over here for now. And then cut and paste it later. Here's my 141 loader. Here it is. Take you. You're going to load on like this. We're going to ignore all of you. Ooh, actually, hold on. Again, just for the sake of aesthetics. Well, actually, hold on. Just hold on. Just hold on. Bring the rail up first. To make sure that you can actually do the thing that you want to do. Because if you can, it'll look cool, but if it doesn't fit, it's going to suck. Right? And then put your special T-junction in. You can get it to fit like here. No, it's not going to fit there. Those greens are not going to want to go underneath that. Alright, you can't do the thing that you wanted to do. It will not fit. I wanted to have the greens go under and then load on the far side so the trains were next to the factories, but it will not fit. It has no hope of fitting. Because we would need to run the world's longest underground to get underneath it. Can I just... I want to see where it lines up. And I don't feel like I'm asking too much. So you're gonna go like this. But then you're gonna move this whole thing to about here. And then you're going to slide it down to about here. Of course, the RoboCore would be here. You did just delete the whole thing. Man struggles for an hour to build one station that's satisfactory. He is still... Honestly, I'm getting very strong vibes that I need to be done soon. I just... Like, I was working on a station and I cut-pasted the whole thing out of existence instead of actually placing it. So that's a pretty clear indicator that I need to be done soon. Let's slide you over like this. Maybe? Maybe? A satisfactory is a complete... Like, I've covered it before. Oh, they stole my train station, man. They stole my train station and they went and put it in a box somewhere. Now I gotta go find it. I want to get into Satisfactory so bad, but the learning curve for the building tools is too high for my simple mind. Is anyone bringing this train stop? Hello? Did you really drag it all the way over here? Oh, okay. Construction drone is actually trying to, like, steal my items from me. Also, could you maybe, like, get some more belt? I wanna like Satisfactory so bad. What I can. Because I'm ass at the building tools. And because nothing ever wants to snap to a grid. You know what rocks about Factorio is that everything is gridded. Like, by default. Can you guys bring some more belt over, or is that all the belt you have? That's all the belt you have. You are going to be 141 green circuit pickup. And you're going to be a nice green. I should be like more vibrant green, like a 25, 255, 25. No, that's 2 green. Maybe like a 75, 255, 75. It's still 2 green. It's still 2 green? I hate it. Maybe that's pretty good. Maybe like a 110, 255, 25. It's close enough. I wish it was a little darker. But I'll live. Oh, I should really just finish this thing out. I'm so close to going to bed, but I have like 5 more minutes of work on this train station, and then it's done, and then I can be like, I finished green circuits. Some mod that ruins the grid you saw recently? What, for Factorio? That sounds terrifying. I don't want that. Is this a problem? No, that's not a problem. Running out of solid fuel for your backup power is not a problem, because you are making infinite nuclear fuel. You are going to need belt. You are going to need blue inserter. You are going to need steel. You are going to need not copper and not iron. You can just steal it from the belting. Steal you from the yeah, that's enough. You heading to bed? Okay. Well, I'm going to be done in about 5 minutes, and then I will see you. Bye, stream. Amanda says goodbye. Get your 4 cargo wagons ready. Have a bunch of this, have some of these, have some of those. You're gonna need big power poles for this guy. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3. Good night, other streamer. Amanda would never stream. I think part of the reason that our relationship works so well is that I spend way too much time online and she doesn't spend any time online. So we balance each other out. It's like a symbiotic relationship. But instead it's just like a real relationship. I guess when you think about it, being in a marriage is kind of like being in a real relationship, huh? Alright, so this is when electronic circuit is greater than 200 times 4 times 48. You are allowed to stop here if you are a train. And honestly, I gotta hook it up. It's not plugged in yet. You come here. Move that down a bit. You need 6 and 2. 5, 6, 2. Put some of those in. And honestly, I think that's gonna do it. So we did not get to blues and reds like I wanted to, but we did get greens done, and honestly, just having greens done is a pretty significant milestone. So this is going to give us an excellent foundation to build off of. Our pollution cloud remains relatively clear, and all we need to do now is just keep building resources out and plugging things in, and eventually we will wind up in, why are you not keeping up? Because you're not ready to pick up comp. No, you're ready to pick up copper. Oh, because I put you on manual and never took you back off. You need to be auto. Alright, so that's where I'm going to be done for today. We have a long list of things to do next time we play Factorio. We need a train refueling station set up. We need a yellow circuit or a red circuit plant set up, a blue circuit plant set up. We need to build a mall once we have our circuits established so that we can automate things that are convenient, like stack inserters, red belts, blue belts. And then we need to build a low density structure factory. And at that point, we will be ready to launch a rocket. So based on how fast I get through these tasks, I'm going to say that's probably 2 streams away, unless we stream Factorio for a very long time tomorrow. We'll see. If you want to know when that's going to happen, I've got a Discord that you can join if you want to get pings for when we're going to be going live. I have a YouTube channel if you're looking for world versus world related videos specifically, and I have a VODs channel if you're looking for playthroughs and stream recordings of games that are not Guild Wars 2. I will catch you guys around tomorrow at 9 p.m. for some more World versus World, followed by Factorio. But until then, enjoy your night, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one.